this video we are going to look at the three methods of solving a quadratic equation, of which you can see how the quadratic format is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So the next is we shall say method 1. We can use factorization method, in which in this step we shall be seeing that given a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, on step 1 we need to find the product of a and c, that is a times c. You make it equivalent to some value or digit. Step 2, express that new value got as a product of two figures or two digits, that is, you can call it maybe p and q, in such a way that their sum is equal to b. B is that one which is the coefficient of x, e.g. we shall make maybe p plus q is equal to b. Then on step 3, substitute the sum of the two figures by replacing b. So where there is b at the coefficient of x, replace there p plus q, and then it becomes again the same equation. Then separate the terms and group the equation into two parts, and on the left hand side, for example, where we put px, it will join the first part, which is ax squared plus bx, and then also the remaining part 2x plus c will be separated, then you equate the whole thing to 0. Then for step 6, the equation will result into a perfect factorization, and then the terms can be equated to 0. So let us extend and check on the equation, which is solve the equation x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. We can see that for step 1 we need to look at a times c, of which we have a as 1 and then c as 9, so it will be equivalent to 9. For step 2, 9 can be expressed in terms of 3 times 3, and that one 3 times 3, we can again see that 3 plus 3, or the addition of those two terms, can give us 6, which is the coefficient of x, and then that one, so it is very, very equivalent. So we shall get that one, we'll replace it where there is coefficient of b if we write the explanation. So here it will be x squared plus 3 plus 3, x then plus 9 is equal to 0. So on step 4, you group them. Start with the first term, which is x squared plus 3x, to be grouped. Also 3x plus 9 will also be grouped. So we shall have a simple factorization there. You can say on x squared plus 3x, if we put x outside, so inside we shall remain with x plus 3, which will be the same as on the next term. Putting out 3 will remain with x plus 3. You have to make sure that the terms in the brackets or factorized out should be the same, or they must be the same. There's no need for forcing them. So we shall end up having the outside part, it is x plus 3, and also the inside part, which is common, is x plus 3. So equate that part to 0, or the whole thing to 0. So now if we equate the corresponding terms or factors to 0, we shall end up getting either x plus 3 is equal to 0, then it will result into our x is equal to minus 3. Okay, let us go to the next method, which is using a quadratic formula. This is the best or the most preferred method of solving quadratic equations, since it just requires memorization. For example, we see given a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here you just need to understand the coefficients, mean that you be able to choose a, b and c. Then for step 1, just identify the coefficients a, b and c. Step 2, just substitute them directly into this equation that you are seeing now. So the next part, we are going to look at the example. Solve the equation, or maybe the quadratic equation, which is x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. So for step 1, it's a matter of identifying the terms or the coefficients of x and then the constant c. So for step 2, substitute as we had said previously. So if we substitute all those terms, shall be having b is 6, so it will be minus 6 plus or minus the square root of b, which is 6, so it will be 6 squared minus 4 into 1 times 9 divided by 2 times 1, and then we shall have minus 6, the square root inside will be just 0 because it will be 6 times 6 squared minus 4 times 9, which is 36 minus 36, and so by simplifying all that we shall end up having our x is equal to minus 3, which is just a repeated load. So going to the final method, which is the best as for me because it gives all the details, so it's what we call the completing square method. So for this one, having our quadratic equation, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, so for step 1 you just need to start by taking the constant c onto the right hand side. Step 2, divide through by a. I think you can see a is the coefficient of x squared. Then if you divide it throughout, you'll be getting x squared plus b over ax, then it's equal to minus a out of a. So step 3, then add and subtract the square of b out of 2a on the left hand side. Hence it was that into, you can see the terms here, which will be we are adding it here and also we are adding it here. So the next part is take that one, the negative part or the negative term to the right hand side, of course, to reach there as a positive, as you can see. Then the next one is the remaining part on the left hand side will result into a perfect square factor, or it will result into something like maybe a x or the variable plus a constant, then in bracket squared is equal to another term on the right hand side. So step 6, take the square root both sides and simplify to get the answer. At this point, I believe every student can be able to simplify and get the answer very easily. So let us check on the example that can easily tell us what we are talking about in the previous method, or the factorial or the completing square method. So for this x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0, the first method we have seen that take the constant to the right hand side, so which is 9, we shall get x squared plus 6x is equal to minus 9. For step 2, we observe that a is equal to 1. Then if we divide through by a or by 1, we shall end up having x squared then plus 6 over 1, which is just 6, and then is equal to minus 9 divided by 1, which might remain by minus 9. Step 3 was get the term b over 2a, then you square it, add and subtract it on both sides. So we shall get x squared plus 6 x then plus 9, which is b over 2a, then again subtract it, then it's equal to minus 9. Step 4, if you put minus 9 on the right hand side, to just be 9, it will reach at the positive, so it will be 9 minus 9 is equal to 0, and then you end up having x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 0. So the next one, this one is a square, or what I call a complete square factor. So it can be x plus 3 or x plus a constant, or any variable plus a constant is equal to 0. Mostly for this method, you end up having x plus either a plus or a minus of the constant. The squared is equal to another constant on the right hand side. So the next one is just a matter of taking the square root. So if we take the square root, the 2 will cancel, and then remain with x plus 3 is equal to 0, and then we result into having the final answer as x is equal to minus 3. This is the best method because it derives, or it gives all the details that we need in this, or in solving all the quadratic equations. So for just the take up, we can see that when working onto these quadratic methods, you can see that each method is compatible to where it works better. For example, the first method will not give you the solution directly if in case it is given, or we have to get a complex solution. Then when working is not preferred, it's okay to use the second method because it looks to be cheap, or it will give the answer in very, very fast, or in short or meantime. Then observing the third method, it's clear that it results into the second method we're using it, while using constants only, or maybe the variables, or like a b c data there. If you just simplify it, it's what results into the second method we have described. Now we can see that quadratic methods are always preferred, because like on advanced level, almost if you solve every number, most of them result into a quadratic solution or a quadratic equation that require you to be knowing all these methods. So take time, pass through all these methods, you'll be able to understand all the methods of solving all the quadratic equation. You won't have any problem or any glitch on solving a quadratic equation. Thank you. You can take time to subscribe to my channel and then share to a friend who may need this. Thank you.